Anton Frondell and Victor Eklund should both be very early selections at the draft. Fondell is projected to go in the top 5, and Eklund shouldn't be too far behind. They're high in talents, with very different and complementary playstyles. In this video, we're going to break down arguably their best game of the season. Eklund had 2 points, and Frondell 4, and we'll talk about their strengths, weaknesses, and projection. We can already see the dynamic between Eklund and Frondell in this first shift. The puck gets rimmed around the net, Frondell catches it and dumps it in the offensive zone. Eklund accelerates to it and completes the give and go. Frondell takes it around the net and fires after coming out from below the goal line. He maybe had an opportunity for a pass to the net front instead, with a teammate open, but he's a shooter first, and there were a wall of defenders preventing both the shot and the pass. Here we see Frondell's strength. He rams the opponent, then Eklund jumps on the loose puck, dangles a defender, and spots Frondell at the net, who gets a great scoring chance. This next shift gives us a good look at Frondell's mobility. It's NHL projectable, but also not a strength. He can't get ahead of the play as easily as Eklund, and plays catch-up on the forecheck a bit more. And that's good news for the opposition, because we know what happens when he does catch up to someone. He gets open for passes, almost gets a shot from the low slot, and then catches the puck across. And here again, we see the difference between Frondell and Eklund's playmaking talents. Frondell only scans the ice in one direction. He doesn't look the other way or doesn't anticipate Eklund's position. He sees Eklund after, however, and completes the pass. Eklund moves on reception. He's in a worse position than Frondell here, but he knows he has 3 defenders on him, so that means that there's an option across. He makes a deceptive pass, out of reach of the defender, to his teammate in space. Frondell is a good short and area passer. He can reach open teammates when he has time and space, but he's not moving his feet or using deception to stay unpredictable and create lanes when they're not directly open. But here's what he can do very well. The pass at first was a bit off target, but that gave him an advantage as the goalie expected a one-timer. He went down, giving Frondell a good look at the top of the net. He takes a step and fires there. He has the same power in his shot as in his hits. That's his first point of 4 in this game. Here, the puck gets dumped in. Frondell cycles it, and we see Eklund's own physical abilities. In terms of puck protection technique, not pure strength, Eklund is a more refined player than Frondell at the moment. He scans behind to see his gap with the opponent. He gets low in his skates and digs in his outside edge, leans back against the opponent, and makes a really smart play. He doesn't stop the puck as he knows the opponent might overpower him and pin him if he does that. Instead, he lets the puck slide through to his support at the point, which keeps the offense flowing. Meanwhile, Frondell is at the net and he tries to put in a rebound. Eklund retrieves another puck and tries to reach Frondell at the net but can't. We see the gap between their playmaking again. Eklund scans behind, spots Frondell, and makes the drop pass. Frondell catches it, but he takes too much time to either make the pass across or gain the middle to shoot. The play heads the other way. Frondell catches up to the opponent in the neutral zone, which enables his defenseman to gap up and prevent a clean entry with his help. The reason Eklund is such a likable player is that he never gives up on the play. His size is an obvious limiter in his game and projection, but he powers through and battles so hard that he may very well be effective as a board and defensive player in the NHL. There's just a relentless energy in his game. He gets knocked down and gets right back up, again and again. In this shift, we're going to see his shot. He gets the puck at the top of the slot here, and then passes it to the point. Frondell prevents a breakout, and Eklund gets open across the ice. Eklund doesn't have Frondell's pure power, but he loads his shot very well here, dropping to one knee, and his placement is great. He shoots counter to the goalie's movement, and the puck bounces in and out. We see the inner workings of the Frondell and Eklund duo here again. Eklund catches the puck behind the net and shoots it to Frondell, who carries it up. He gets to the blue line, enters, and chips the puck in. This is not a bad play, and one we see often in the NHL. But it's also a missed opportunity. Frondell had a lot of space to pick up speed and cut east-west, push back the defense, and create something better by involving teammates coming in behind. And even after entering the zone, he had the skill to manipulate the defender's stick and pass across to a teammate. Instead, he transformed a rush with a lot of space into a rim down the wall, which forces Eklund to forecheck. You can see that when Frondell engages, he's more effective than Eklund on the boards. He almost spinned 2 opponents at the same time on the back wall, but he does tend to play the F3 role a bit more in the offensive zone, which means he stays high in space while Eklund works the boards. Frondell missed a chance to support his teammate by going below the goal line. He goes to the net and back in space, looking to set up his shot, while their other line mate jumps his spot and goes to help Eklund, who's battling 2 opponents. So while Frondell has the potential to be the more effective wall player, this season it was really Eklund who took the puck off the boards more often, and that tendency was reflected in their tracking data. Both Eklund and Frondell should improve their wall play over the next seasons. Eklund's technique is better, but the strength he will add will only help him resist defenders and escape them. Frondell is a more mature player in terms of strength, but he will learn how to use that strength and refine his board battle techniques. The optimistic way of thinking about Frondell's projection is as a player who has the assets, but really hasn't discovered them yet. He's a good stick handler who can dangle opponents in moments, and he has the shot and physical abilities. And occasionally, he can make some great passes. If he can add some speed and develop his playmaking and lean on his strength, he could become a great NHL player. Eklund has the playmaking game, and he can score and work the boards and carry the puck across the neutral zone. He's a much better play driver at the moment, but he's a light 5'10" to 5'11" player, so you really have to believe in his motor. We really do, but NHL teams tend to give more opportunities to players like Frondell than a smaller player like Eklund. We see Eklund's dynamic rushing ability in this shift. He catches the puck in crossovers, creates separation, attracts a second defender, and passes between the legs of that defender to Frondell in space. Frondell mishandles the reception, he forechecks for the puck, spots Eklund, relays the puck, and then battles to get to the front of the net, which he manages to do just in time to shoot a rebound coming off the boards. Frondell attacks the right spots of the rush. He controls his skating and stays in passing lanes and pockets of space to get scoring chances. But he has had some trouble handling passes in this game. His stick handling skills are above average. He can dangle defenders sometimes, but there are some hiccups when he tries to quickly catch a pass and make the next play. We see another example in this shift. He gets the puck off the board and makes an unnecessary lob pass to Eklund, which delays Eklund's reception. He still manages to cut in the space of the defender and drops the puck to Frondell, passes back for a shot that leads to a goal. Players with more of a playmaking identity would have maybe controlled the puck and tried to attract and deceive the remaining defenders ahead to slip a pass to teammates attacking past the defensive line instead of passing back. But Frondell tends to not make those higher reward, riskier plays. Instead, he aims to keep the puck in control of his team. He looks for the next play that's clearly open. This is neither a positive or a negative. It's a style of play that may not have him pick up as many assists at the NHL level, but that may earn him the trust of NHL coaches faster. On the line, to create offensive advantages, not everyone can be like Frondell. Someone needs to attract and beat a defender and make the more difficult plays to create numerical advantages and space for the attack. This is why Eklund is useful next to Frondell. Here, with a protection move, he transforms a loose puck into a controlled entry and a pass deeper in the zone. Frondell clearly has one of the best shots in the draft, and that's where his scoring upside mostly comes from. If he can earn a role on the power play and develop his net front game even more, he could score 30 goals in the NHL in his prime, as a power winger or center. His defensive engagement, physical skills, very uncommon strength, and smart puck management could earn him a lot of minutes at 5-on-5. To become a more certain top 6 play driver, however, Frondell will have to develop his playmaking, especially in transition. That means improving his touch and vision and becoming more unpredictable by adding more deception to his passes. Eklund has a more well-rounded game at the moment, and he's a much better playmaker. He doesn't have the same goal-scoring potential, but his puck-carrying ability and passing game may still enable him to score at the NHL level. We do wonder if he will have the same success battling NHLers in his prime, considering his size, but we believe that his motor and developed physical skills will still enable him to shine and become a top play driver. Of course, we have our preference at Elite Prospects. We talked about how we view those two players in our meetings, podcasts, and multiple articles. But in the end, both of them are high-end prospects. If they find the right fit, they have the potential to become core players for their team. So that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe.